Hello and welcome to Jo Ellis's English Tea Room Guide. Now, tea rooms have had a huge renaissance over the last few years. They are springing up everywhere. They're even to be found across the world in New York. And it's because they are so lovely to be in. Tea rooms are just the most welcoming place. But how do you know which are the best ones of all the ones there are to choose from? Well, that's where Jo Ellis's Tea Room Guide comes in, because that gives them a rating. Highly recommended, recommended, or rather quaintly, not my cup of tea. Now, I'm in the lovely Kent village of Appledore in Miss Mollett's tea room, and I'm here with the owners, who are sisters. We have Alex and Frances, who own this really lovely tea room. And I just have to say before I talk to them, you know, it's pink, there are chandeliers, beautiful hand embroidered tablecloths, lovely mismatched china, none of which is chipped. It's all absolutely beautiful, and I could sit here for days. So why did you call it Miss Mollett's?
Well, my sister used to research the family tree, and we discovered that we had, I think it's a fourth cousin twice removed, who moved to Appledore in the 1920s, who actually lived right opposite Alex and had a tea room, and we knew nothing about her until just before we opened Miss Mollett's. And when we were looking for a name, we thought of all sorts of things, and then suddenly it was clear as anything, it had to be called after Miss Mollett.
So what sort of food do you do here?
Well, apart from the scones, we do homemade cakes, quiches, soup in the winter, all homemade, free-range eggs, and my sister makes these wonderful meringues.
Yes, I noticed the one that really caught my eye was meringues with nectarine. Sounds absolutely delicious.
Very, very nice.
So how do people know about the tea room? How do they know how to find you?
Well, at the moment, it's word of mouth, I think, mainly. People come in, love us, go away, tell their friends, bring them back, and that's very nice, because they walk in and they say, "See, I told you so," and the friends are going, "Oh, is it pretty?" And that's very, very rewarding, yes.
So how long has the tea room been open?
We opened in May 2008, so just over 2 years.
Lovely. And what made you open a tea room in Appledore?
Well, I live here for a start, and there's a tradition of tea rooms in Appledore, although none of them are open anymore. And so we just thought it would be a nice thing to do. We found the premises, and before we knew it, we had opened.
What sort of people come to your tea room?
We get people from near and far. We get a lot of foreign visitors, mainly Dutch, Belgian and Germans, and they come again year after year, which is lovely. But we get locals, all sorts of different people, young and old.
And I'm looking at these meringues here, and they're streaked with pink. What is that?
Well, it's to make them look pretty. We do various different sorts of meringues, some with rose syrup and crystallised rose petals, and clotted cream, of course, and lavender syrup and crystallised violet petals, and they're very popular indeed.
You plan to stay open for a long time to come, I hope?
I think so.
Yes. And
hopefully, as long as people keep supporting us,
Jo Ellis's English Tea Room Guide will bring even more, and I'll be queuing for a table, which will be fantastic. So I'd like to thank you both very much for letting us come here today. And who's going to be mum?